We'll be publishing the Debian file to S3. We'll configure Jenkins to build the Debian file and push it to S3 using aptly. And then we're going to configure Spinnaker. After everything is configured, we're going to tie the two together, Jenkins and Spinnaker, and make sure a Debian file is being built, pushed, and released automatically on Amazon. So if you're feeling a bit tired or you're not really focused, take a little break and come back because you really need to pay attention to this. First, we're going to create a new Debian repository and a new S3 bucket. So we're going to start by making a backup of our old bucket that we created in the previous labs. So we go to Services, S3, and then we're going to create a bucket called Spinnaker Debian repo yarn backup. Let's place a dash there. Press next, 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 and we're going to create a bucket. Then we go to our original bucket, we select everything, more, copy. I'm going to go here and we're going to paste it. Now we created a bucket of everything that was inside of it, just in case you want to keep it or roll back this lab. Now let's select the bucket and empty it. So we just got an empty S3 bucket. There you go. It's empty now. Now let's go to our SSH console and log in into our Jenkins machine. So first we're going to log into our Jenkins machine as root. We're going to switch user as Ubuntu. In our home directory, we got our Spinnaker course, which we cloned from our GitHub page earlier. Go to the Jenkins directory, and in here there's a script called tree.create debian. Let's open it to see what's in there. I'm gonna do basically an apt-get update to get the latest repositories, and then I'm gonna get an apt-get install to use GPG. This is to sign the Debian package, and RNG tools. This is needed when you create a GPG key, and we're gonna install Docker. So we are going to run the actual build of the Debian package in Docker. This is to not pollute the host system. So everything is in a clean state in a container, and when the container is stopped, there are no dependencies to the machine or whatsoever. So let's run this script. Now everything is installed. I'm gonna clear my screen here. Now we're going to clone our demo app. So go to our GitHub page, info-IT node demo app. I'm gonna click clone download. Select this one. 2 directories back. So we're back in our home directory. I'm gonna do git clone of this node demo app. All right, that was successful. Now let's go into the node demo app directory. As you can see, there's Docker files here, package.json, and this is actually the site that we're serving. So now we're going to build the Docker container that is able to build Debian packages. I'm going to build it. This can take some time, so I'm going to fast forward the video here in order to not waste your time. Since Jenkins will need to run commands as sudo, we're going to add it to the sudo list. So you're going to do sudo vi sudo, scroll all the way down, Jenkins, with the same permissions as the Ubuntu user, and let's save it. There we go. Now Jenkins has sudo permissions. Let's test it. Now we're going to go to the Jenkins website and configure a job. On the Jenkins website, we're going to do new item, name this build Debian package. It's a freestyle project. We're going to do OK. Then we select Git. We go to our GitHub page, copy paste this URL. I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to add a build step, execute shell. I'm going to paste this from the show notes or from our GitHub page. Save it. Now let's run it to see if everything is working correctly, and then we're going to install aptly to actually publish this debian package onto S3. So it's now building the debian package. This can take a while, so I'm going to pause the video here and let's continue when this is done. Now the build step is almost over. Let's head over to our SSH console. So as a Jenkins user, we're gonna do sudo apt get install aptly. This is the tool that will publish the debian package onto S3. Then we're gonna create distribution. So now it has created a config file. Let's edit this one. I'm going to remove this line and add my info here. So make sure to replace the access keys here as well as the bucket name to make sure it represents your situation. Now we edited the Amazon API keys, the access key and the secret access key, so it's able to communicate with this repo. So I'm going to save this file. So now let's head back over to the Jenkins website and add this as a build step to actually publish this debian package onto S3. So as you can see here, the build was successful. Now let's edit this build so it publishes to S3. So let's scroll down a bit. Let's select delete workspace before build starts, so every time we're in a clean state, so it does everything from the start instead of like relying on dependencies that are created in the past. I'm gonna add a build step, execute shell. This command actually adds the debian file to the repository. This command actually publishes the repo. I got pipe through behind here because it only needs to run once. So the second time you run it will give an error, but with the pipe the output will always be true, thus will not error. And this command will actually update the repository on S3 with the actual debian file. Now, when we have configured all the publish commands, let's add a post build command and we're gonna archive the artifact. This is to pass the name to Spinnaker. Apply this. Now let's run the pipeline. I'm gonna pause the video here because it's gonna take some time, and then I'm gonna show you the artifact being created in S3. So now you can see the job has run successfully. Let's head over to our S3 management console. As you can see, the debian package is here and it just got uploaded. Now the time has come to tie this all together. So first up, we're gonna do configure. Gonna do poll SEM. If you click the question mark here, you can set a schedule that's reasonable for you, or you can work via GitHub hooks, but I'm not going to go deeper into this right now. So I'm just gonna poll every minute. So that's 5 stars. I'm gonna save. So now Jenkins is going to poll our GitHub repo, this demo app, every minute to check for changes. Now let's head over to our pipeline in Spinnaker to get triggered by those changes. So first up, we go to our demo app, do configure, demo app. I'm gonna click configuration. I'm gonna add a trigger. So we're gonna do Jenkins, my Jenkins master, and the job was build debian. I'm gonna save those changes. And now that's it. Whenever a commit gets pushed to GitHub, it will trigger the whole pipeline and deploy it to production on AWS. Pretty great, right? So let's test it out. So I'm gonna head to our console. I'm gonna go to the Node demo app. And we're gonna add an exclamation mark here. So you can see I made some changes. I'm gonna save it. But before I'm gonna push, I'm gonna let you show that it's not there yet. So go to load balancers, our load balancer, click on the DNS name, and you see here, hello world with one exclamation mark. So let's push it. There you go. GitHub has been updated. Now let's head back to our Jenkins. As you can see, it already started. So notice those changes. So now it's gonna build the debian package. I'm probably just gonna fast forward this because you've already seen this. And then you will see that the build gets triggered in Spinnaker. So we're gonna go to pipelines, demo app, and there are no executions yet, but the trigger is enabled. So let's wait for Jenkins to finish and then this will start. So now the debian package has been pushed to S3. Let's head over to our app. Let's head over to Spinnaker to see if the pipeline is running. So it's not running yet, but it's going to be started any minute now. And as you can see, the pipeline has just been started without me intervening, so it's all automatically. So let this run for a while and then we'll check our website here again to see if we got an exclamation mark here. So now you see he's baking. You can view the details so you can see what he's actually doing. So let's wait for this to finish. As you can see, the bake was successful. Now let's wait for the deploy to finish. Now the deploy has finished. Let's check it out. And there you go. We deployed successfully using the whole pipeline using GitHub, Spinnaker, and Jenkins, and all automatically. So this is the power of Spinnaker. You can automate your whole pipeline and deploy in a reliable and easy way.